inside them swirl. And that's when we see this nigga Zabuza hitting this 1, 2, 3 eyes on me ass pose. I know every elementary teacher has hit this pose at least once in their career. Shh, you guys can keep talking. I'll wait. Ass pose. The aura for
What is good, y'all? We got a new video from Kage the Don titled When Zabuza Almost Bodied Kakashi, but Naruto and Sasuke immediately got back for their sensei. And bro, if you think about it, on the list of people that Naruto gonna slide for, his senseis gotta be near the top. Like, you know, it's Hinata up there, Sasuke, of course his kids. But then the sensei started coming in very soon, because like, you saw what he did for Jiraiya. You see, the first sensei to ever acknowledge him was Iruka, and then Kakashi done did so much for Naruto, it's can't even think about it. And so you tried to take that. Now granted, this is Zabuza, so Kakashi and Naruto's bond wasn't that locked in yet. But y'all know where it ended up. Now if y'all enjoy this, make sure to hit Kage the Don with the goodness. Like, comment, subscribe, share. Lock it in by hitting the bell. That is the goodness. Hit them with it. Now let's get to it.
Okay, so boom. The scene kicks off.
It off
with
with the
Kakashi,
kick.
Naruto, and Sasuke walking through.
Wait, isn't Sakura right?
Shh.
Don't nobody care.
That Sakura versus Sorcery vid has been giving me hell. We're not mentioning her today. The four of them are out here escorting this fraudulent
Hey, is it the copyrights? I know it's the copyrights, bro. It's got
old man back to his village. To sum it up, this man basically fleeced the leaf talking about some, yeah, I just need a simple escort. Whole time, the whole Phantom Troop is after him. This is like if someone hired you to lightly clean their house and you show up to this.
See, this is why I don't do stuff like cleaning people's houses. Because if I saw this, you gotta run me a fade. Right before I clean anything, either you gotta make me clean this. I don't care if I'm getting paid. I need a M at the end of it if I'm cleaning this. What y'all think that smell like, bro?
Imagine having the audacity to call a regular cleaner. Nigga, the Flash couldn't clean this if you gave him 12 years to do it. Go ahead and sell that house as is. Kakashi, originally unaware of the real danger that lurked ahead, was quickly put on defense when Naruto is startled by a bunny, convinced that someone is following them. Everybody in the group proceeds to cook him, but Kakashi realizes that something truly is off.
He was on to
Apparently, these white snow bunnies aren't.
I beg your pardon.
No, not those ones. These white bunny rabbits are not native to the forest that they're in. Talking about some.
That's a snow rabbit, but the color, they only have white fur during winter.
Okay, Coyote Peterson, take us to school then. Kakashi, now visibly aware of the stalker's presence, leaves him with no choice but to reveal himself. So in the most extra way possible, this nigga whips his giant blade into a tree, then teleports onto the handle, hitting these chumps with a cold over-the-shoulder glare. If you're telling me this wasn't clean, you are just a hater. But so am I. I see the receding corners, nigga. Don't try and hide it with the headband. Father Time is coming for us all. He's still
He got you on that one, Zabuza.
clean as hell though. Look at all these ninjas just admiring the drip. Heat the limited edition Gucci clown pants, these Fashion Nova cow print arm and leg warmers, and a random seatbelt wrapped around his chest. But not for safety, just for fashion. Who is stepping like Zabuza? Kakashi can clean for safety, just for
Look, I know maybe I'm just not fashionably intelligent enough. But I don't see how it's fashionable to either have some like possible fish smell on the back of your neck for the rest of the day or ball sweat on the back of your neck. This ain't making no sense to me.
fashion. Who is stepping like Zabuza? Kakashi
Don't be
can
smelling like
clearly feel the
Long John
immense
Silver.
amount of aura coming off of Zabuza's chiseled 6-foot frame. So he tells his squad to get back and pulls out his iconic Sharingan for the first time in Naruto history. He had the whole squad looking shook. Look at Naruto's face, nigga thought his eye was bleeding. But Sasuke, on the other hand, did not have a face of shock. That boy looked disgusted. He was ready to put the paws on him immediately. He knows that the Sharingan is a powerful visual prowess only native to his clan, so how the hell did this gray-haired poser get a hold of one? Before he
That man Sasuke was like, "You are not one of us, bro. You are not one of us. How did you do that?" Also, I'm like 90% sure either Zabuza listened to Waka Flocka or he listened to Playboy Cardi. It's either one or the other, bro.
could go over there and snatch it back in the name of his clan, Zabuza and Kakashi commence the mandatory powerful opponent glaze. Well, if it isn't Zabuza, rogue ninja of the hidden mist, well, my golly, isn't it Kakashi of the Sharingan eye? Your mouth is moving like a Raja. Yappa, yappa, yappa. Zabuza finally decides he's had enough of the back and forth, so he kicks off the fight by fogging up the forest with some mist. He then announces that the old man's life will be coming to an end, but Kakashi and his squad refuse to let that happen, so they quickly get into formation and pull out their kunais to put their lives on the line for him. And I cannot lie, those are some honorable ninjas, but honor doesn't pay the bills. This mission is already starting to look much more troublesome than anticipated, so
Wasn't
if
this like
that
a
were
C
me,
rank or a
the
D
old
rank?
man would definitely have to come up off a few more yen for any more protection. Zabuza quickly realizes he won't be able to get to the old man without Kakashi interfering, which leaves him with no choice but to take him out. So he jumps off the tree with lightning speed, and with the decrease in clarity that the mist has caused, they are clueless as to where Zabuza went. But after a few seconds, they begin to hear the water beside them swirl, and that's when we see this nigga Zabuza hitting this 1, 2, 3 eyes on me ass pose. I know every elementary teacher has hit this pose at least once in their career. Shh, you guys can keep talking. I'll wait. Ass pose. The aura forming.
That is a perfect example, bro. Cause I ain't thought about an elementary school teacher in probably like a few years, bro. I ain't got kids, yeah, right. But I definitely remember them putting their hand up, getting our attention, and doing this while we walk through the hallways, bro. I don't know why he did that. I don't know. I forget if that was in the manga. If it wasn't in the manga, why did y'all make him do that, bro?
Is getting out of hand. After guys can keep talking. I'll wait. Ass pose. The aura forming is getting out of hand. After making sure he's got the class's full attention, he hits them with his ninja art hidden miss jutsu and vanishes in thin air. Kakashi then fills them in on the threat at hand, telling them that Zabuza was an ex-leader of the hidden miss assassination unit, known for his mastery of the silent killing technique. And as those last 3 words rolled off Kakashi's tongue, I know Sakura and Sasuke must have started smelling a nasty poop-like odor in their general vicinity, because Naruto's moving like he just shat his pants. That boy is stuttering and stammering, talking
I'm not even gonna go back to it. Where did you get that clip from?
about some
silent?
And that's when Kakashi makes it even worse by saying that the killing happens in an instant without a sign or warning.
It's so fast you pass from this life without realizing what has happened.
Now they're all breathing hard as hell, sounding like me after climbing a flight of steps. Yes, nigga, it's been a long winter. I've been eating well. And to make matters worse, the mist begins to get on its
Look, get back in the gym, but it is nice to be eating well, bro. We in the same spot.
scissor type timing and slowly starts to get thicker and thicker. So that is when Kakashi really locks in, trying his best to anticipate Zabuza's next move. But instead of taking a page out of Kakashi's book, this boy Sasuke is shook to his core, talking pure nonsense.
If it goes on like this, I'll go insane. It's as if my own life is being choked off. No. I can't bear it. I'd rather take my own life.
Then he proceeds to lift his kunai ready to self-delete. This has to be the most pussy punk move I've ever seen in my life. They
Chicken
didn't
shit,
even
bruh.
start throwing hands yet and he's already scared. I couldn't even see Sakura pulling some junk like this. I would love to see how the Sasuke Glazers defend this one.
That dog was not in him remotely, bro.
Time's up, nigga. You failed the test. There was nothing you could have put down that would have justified this. Thankfully for him, Kakashi
I smell pussy.
snaps him back into reality, letting him know that he's got this. He plans on protecting them with his life. Talking about some.
I will not allow my comrades to die.
Oh, really? Is that so? Because, and correct me if I'm wrong, just as Sasuke and the rest of the group were beginning.
No, he won't allow them to die unless he's the one killing them. That's where the mistake is.
Beginning to ease their nerves, this demon Zabuza suddenly appears in the middle of Team 7's formation, and by the looks of it, they are all cooked. One 360 spin with that giant sword will have them all split in two, but that man Kakashi somehow manages to sprint over there just in time and put a kunai to his gut. Now from the sheer sound of that wound, I was ready to start celebrating. Do y'all hear that? That boy is leaking that cranberry juice. But once the camera panned down, we see that it wasn't blood being spilt, but instead water. Simply meaning that this was just a water clone. And just as Kakashi realized that this wasn't the real Zabuza, the actual Zabuza cocks back his sword and sliced that man in half. But if you know anything about Kakashi, that man is always playing chess while his opponent is playing checkers. So to Zabuza's surprise, Kakashi hit him with a water clone himself. And before Zabuza could formulate a counter, Kakashi popped up behind him with a kunai pointed to his neck, talking about something.
Now it's over.
And now everyone is celebrating like the job is finished. And this is where me and Kakashi are a little different. Because with a threat like this, I'm going for the kill every time. Neck would have been punctured. I do not play that comeback shit. There's nothing I hate more than blowing a lead. But it honestly...
I'm not, look, you see, he ain't about to get no words from me, none of that, bro. You just tried to slice me in half. You're stabbed in the back of the neck. I'm not putting it by your neck. It's going through your neck.
Wouldn't have mattered anyway, because this man Zabuza is much smarter than they thought. He peeped Kakashi copying his water clone jutsu when he was making his speech, then hide in the forest to catch the real him. So this man made another clone to counter his counter. And now he's behind Kakashi talking that hot junk in his ear. And before Kakashi could even turn around, Zabuza was already swinging that sword right at his neck. Kakashi then ducked under it, but as if that was a part of his plan, he dug his sword into the ground with one fluid motion, switched his hand on the handle, then used it as support to send this devastating kick straight to Kakashi's chin, sending him flying through the air like a shooting star. Before Kakashi could even land, Zabuza grabbed his giant sword and started hawking this man down. Look at the speed at which he is moving, and to further show off the athleticism, he notices some spikes placed on the ground by Kakashi and stops on a dime to avoid them. Kakashi then plunges into the water, hoping to hide under it long enough to formulate his next move, but he...
You fighting a hidden miss ninja, bro. They specialty is water combat, ain't
quickly realizes that the water is a bit off, claiming that it's much more dense than normal. And this is when Zabuza zips over to him and hits him with the water prison jutsu. And just like that, the tides have completely turned. Zabuza then boots up another water clone jutsu to take care of the rest of these brats. And this is when he starts to kill their morale even more, telling them that wearing a headband doesn't make you a ninja. It's only when you've hovered between life and death so many times that you have earned the title ninja. And to be very honest, he is not wrong. Zabuza's clone then quickly vanishes into the air, then wastes no time clapping the headband off of Naruto's head. And to disrespect him even more, he steps on the headband to double down on how insignificant.
That's like knocking somebody's flag off them and then stepping on it or pissing on it. You gotta get back up and fight for
It
it.
really is. After watching Naruto get flung in
No
the
gang-
air,
I don't
Kakashi
support gang
decides he's
violence.
seen enough and determines that their best option is to run away out of reach from the clone, as the clone can only go so far away from Zabuza's real body. But in an odd turn of events, Sasuke says to himself, run away.
Not an option.
Like the nigga wasn't just ready to reunite with his pops, Sasuke then determines that their best chance of survival involves them freeing Kakashi from the water prison. So with little to no hesitation, he begins to run at Zabuza's clone and proceeds to chuck a bunch of kunais at him. Zabuza easily backs them back at him, so Sasuke jumps to dodge them, then tries to put his kunai into Zabuza's dome. But without breaking a sweat, Zabuza
Telegraph the
grabs
hell
that
out of
boy
him,
out the
too.
air by his neck, then tosses Sasuke, sending him rolling across the ground like a soccer ball.
Golly.
Seeing what Zabuza just did
I know Buddy ain't get up from that, bro. You definitely broke at least 4 fingers, your kneecap, and probably your shoulder out of place for sure.
to Sasuke has Naruto spooked, so he tries to get up
That boy
and
went
make a
cockeyed.
V-line back to the village. But while trying to get up, he felt a sharp pain in his hand from his self-inflicted wound. And that is when he remembered the pledge he made to himself to never run away again, after Sasuke saved his behind against these 2 no-names earlier in the mission. This memory then triggers a whole sequence of flashbacks, which is crazy to me because we're on episode 9. What the fuck is there really to flash back to? Reminds me of when my cousin told me he used to play Mario Kart when he was young. Mind you, the nigga is 6 years old. How much younger are we talking? You just got here. Nonetheless, the flashbacks seem to do.
My boy, you spawned in 2019 or 2018. Which Mario are you talking about? Mario Kart? Like the one that came out, like, what is it, 8? Get out of here. And then you had to play that. If you was born in 2018, you played that in 2021. Because ain't no 1-year-old or 2-year-old even gonna play. You really don't remember stuff until you 3. I played that when you were young. You are young, bruh. Honestly, you pre-young. Cause you so young that you ain't even actually, like, when people say, oh yeah, I was young, like a lot of times, they be talking about like 15, 16, 17, 18, in their teens. When you a kid, bro, you are pre-young.
The trick, because now he's running towards Zabuza full speed while yelling like an idiot. And I would like to keep emphasizing that this is OG Naruto.
Yeah.
So this nigga really had no bag. Not a duffel bag, not a backpack, not even a grocery store bag. That boy had a Ziploc bag at best, and it wasn't even name brand. So charging at Zabuza at this point in time was basically a death wish, but I still had faith in him. Naruto, of course, gets flicked back like a booger, and we obviously knew this was stupid of him to do, but listen to this S-tier hating ass, glazing ass after this blow.
What are you thinking, charging at him by yourself? Even Sasuke couldn't get to him!
Bitch.
Right.
Stop. He's not gonna choose you. You are 2-hand bear hugging his nuts right now. Can you hop off and let him breathe, please? Naruto, clearly shaken up by that hit, begins to tremble. But that is when we see that nigga didn't charge in to do any damage. He charged in to get his headband back, because he will not tolerate anybody disrespecting the leaf. Okay, Naruto, that is how you stand on business. Your skill gap might be insane, but so are the levels of art and determination, and Naruto stands alone at the top. Now he's rallying up the troops, telling them that they gotta make a plan. But Kakashi's over there in the water prison, still barking at them to run away. Now, as much as I love Kakashi, he needs to shut his bitch ass up. Nigga, you're caught. Focus on getting out the prison. Zabuza, uninspired by their determination, starts to hit us with an evil laugh. And this is when we learn how dark this man really is. Kakashi tells them that he had to kill his own classmates when he was a child just to pass his exam. And if that wasn't shocking enough, this man says,
It felt so good.
Then charges at Sasuke, knocking the air out of his chest. And to make sure
I'm not gonna lie, this nigga Zabuza, give up the ninja shit, bro. Bro, the Lakers need a center, bro. He looked too damn tall. He looked like he at least 6'7", 6'8".
He stayed down. He zoomed back over to him and hit him with the Randy Savage
Maybe a little bit taller.
drop, making him cough up blood. Now he's got his foot on Sasuke's stomach, treating him like a bug. But Naruto, unlike Sakura, won't just stand there and watch him disrespect his comrade like that. So he boots up a bunch of shadow clones to surround him, whips out his kunai, and tries to jump him. But with zero difficulty, Zabuza whipped all of them off of him and sent them flying. But Naruto is not finished yet. He pulls out a giant shuriken out of his bag and tosses it to
While
Sasuke
sliding,
mid-slide,
too.
hits a little pose to farm some aura himself, then jumps up and beams that junk right at Zabuza. But not at the clone they're fighting, the real him. So Zabuza catches that junk out the air, but to his surprise,
It's
there was
nothing.
another shuriken headed his way. And with both hands occupied, he had no choice but to dodge it. But right as he jumped over it, he looks back and sees that the shuriken that he dodged was actually Naruto. And now a kunai is zooming at him, ready to pierce his arm. So with the only options being to take the kunai in the arm or move out the way, the assassin oddly chose not to take the blow. So thankfully for Team 7, he moved his arm, freeing Kakashi from the water prison jutsu. Zabuza, now enraged that he got bested by a brat, tries to chuck a giant shuriken at him. But now that Kakashi's free, he has a
Ain't hearing none of that, bruh.
whole nother problem on his hands. This man really blocked that giant shuriken with his bare hands. And look at the stare too. Oh, he ready to put belt to ass. Now Kakashi and Zabuza are just staring each other down until finally Kakashi flung the giant shuriken into the air and
See, wait, hold on. But who remember? I'm about to show y'all my age. Not Storm. But Naruto Ultimate Ninja. Yeah, Ultimate Ninja. That used to be the Shuriken Shadow Clone little move used to be an actual finish or ultimate jutsu in Naruto Ultimate Ninja. Yeah, that's how old it was. Bro, when I tell you, I've been a Naruto fan since it came to the motherfucking States. Yeah, like, bruh, when I tell you, I had back in 2000 and I forget which year, all right, maybe 08 or something. I had the manga, all right, had 1, 2, and 3. All right, back in 08, bruh. I had, and then like, or maybe before that, I had the action figures. I had that action figure. Shuriken, like the Shuriken Sasuke. I had that shit, bruh. That's how much of a, like, that's why Naruto is my number one. Understand, Dragon Ball is up there too. But Naruto is the one I grew up with. And I watched it come to Toonami. And I watched the anime finish, bro. All from when I was a kid, little kid too. All the way to adult.
and then they both jump back. All of a sudden, Kakashi and Zabuza start busting out the longest combinations of hand signs I've ever seen in my life. Talking about some
Alright now.
after what felt like a millennium, they finally finish making their hand signs. Then we see them simultaneously boot up their water dragon jutsus. And now these two giant water dragons are going at it, while poor little Naruto is trying not to drown in the commotion. After both dragons defeat each other, Kakashi and Zabuza clash again, but this time Kakashi is somehow holding Zabuza's big ass sword off with his pinch kunai. They then separate again, and now it's really clear to everybody on the battlefield what is going on. Zabuza hits his 1, 2, 3 eyes on me pose again, but so does Kakashi. And that was when
So he can be a point guard probably. Kakashi ain't that tall.
Zabuza realized he was witnessing the work of the goated copycat ninja. He then tries to weave hand signs so fast that he assumes Kakashi can't see them. But then out of nowhere, this man sees himself standing beside Kakashi. Zabuza, now freaked out by his ghost, is quickly caught off guard when Kakashi boots up a water-style giant vortex jutsu. This jutsu left Zabuza too stunned to speak because this was the exact jutsu he was gonna perform. Kakashi really copied that man's jutsu so well he managed managed to execute it before he could. Now Zabuza's getting thrashed around in the violent body of water, mildly destroying parts of the forest in the process. Zabuza's body finally catches a break and gets pinned to a tree, but to limit his movements, Kakashi stabbed him up with a bunch of kunais. Zabuza, perplexed on how he was able to pull out his moves before he could, demands to know if Kakashi can see into the future, but Kakashi doesn't give him the satisfaction of a real answer. Instead, he responds on some real fly shit, saying,
Yes, this is your last battle ever.
"Let him know, Kakashi, let him know." But before he could get off any more slick remarks, this little girl appears out of nowhere and slices Zabuza's neck, putting him out in an instant. Kakashi quickly approaches the body and confirms that there is no vital signs. And then the girl tells them that she's been sent by her village to track Zabuza down and exterminate him. Naruto, now very upset that this little girl just took his kill, begins to throw a little tantrum, getting mad that she killed.
I'm not gonna lie. I would have definitely pissed Haku the fuck off. I would have been like, you know what? I would have got the sword, picked it up, taking this as a gift. You know, what do they call it? Something of battle? Spoils of war, right? And right before I walk off, drop that thing on his neck one time just to make sure he's out of here, bro. It is, overkill is underrated. Never forget that, people.
Killed him so effortlessly, but Kakashi stops the crash out and tells him that he is not their enemy. He?
No!
Now, there's no way anybody in their right mind would have thought this was a boy. Stop playing. And I know you didn't either, right? Be honest. Haku then teleports down to Zabuza's body, picks him up, then vanishes into thin air, thus marking the end of this juicy encounter and Zabuza's life. Or so they thought. Overall, a peak way to kick off the first arc of Naruto. Zabuza gets an A. He was really looking like Himothy III for 90% of this fight. Not to mention the saucy pull-up in the beginning to get us salivating. Kakashi, of course, gets an A. It could have been an A+ if he didn't get caught lacking so early by the water prison, but he definitely made up for it in the
But see, wait, hold on. Let me give Kakashi a point. He had to get caught, bruh. He had him getting caught. He had everything under control, bruh. He had to get caught to see what his students could really do.
In the end, Naruto gets an A-. My boy really revitalized the team morale by getting his hidden leaf ninja headband back. Plus, he was the one who formulated the plan to get Kakashi out. Sasuke gets a B-. I almost gave him a D just for that stunt he pulled in the beginning. It's one thing to want to run away, but to try and off yourself? Embarrassing! And finally, Sakura and the bridge builder both get Fs. They literally did nothing the whole time. So with such weak performances...
As a matter of fact, Bridge Builder get an F- because he was talking shit the whole time. I remember that.
There's not much explaining that needs to be done.
I don't really wanna know. Shorty telling me her name. I don't really wanna know. Had to wake up, go to work.
Bruh, like, people say it, and I be trying to defend Shippuden, but part 1 Naruto was something special, bruh. The world building, character building, everything was perfect in part 1 Naruto. All right, if they would, I don't know why. I guess it would have probably made the anime a little bit longer, and Kishimoto really didn't want that or something. I don't know, but if they would have kept that same type of pacing and world building and stuff in Shippuden, it wouldn't have been even a question of who the best in the big 3 is, bro. You know, not One Piece fans be coming for Naruto, Bleach fans be coming for Naruto, and I just be thinking to myself, bro, Naruto is over. Bleach, you kinda over? Like, I know we got the 1,000-Year Blood War arc, but people are also talking about the Hell, I forgot what it is, the Hell arc. So if that arc finishes, you can't talk, bro. One Piece and Bleach can't talk, not because they're not good, but because, bro, y'all done aged past the big 3. Now, Naruto's the only complete story, and Boruto is its own story. You can watch all of Naruto and never watch Boruto, and you won't feel no type of way about anything. It's a complete story. Well, plot holes, but complete enough. Bleach, you still going. One Piece. I ain't got to say nothing about One Piece. One Piece fans, I'm not disrespecting y'all before you get hurt. I just want it to come, like, I want One Piece to come to an end and have a great ending, because the longer it drags out, though, I feel like the expectations get higher for the One Piece itself. But I'm going to end this video. If y'all enjoyed Kage the Don's video, make sure to hit that man with the goodness, okay? Like, comment, subscribe, share. Lock that in by hitting the bell. That is the goodness. Hit them with it. And then if y'all enjoyed my reaction, please do the same for your boy. This has been your boy Reggie Wolf. I'm signing out. Peace.